Hello everybody, it's Torloff. I kind of just got up, and I've been meaning to make this video all week to talk about Genshin Impact. I have a few issues with the game, but I'm ultimately torn. I'm just gonna stop with the pre-ramble and get to it and talk about my first annoyance. Alright. So, here's the game. I'm in the pause menu here. I'm actually just gonna turn off the... let's put it on the other side. How's that? Here we go. We're on the other side now. Okay, back to the game. Now, I have my controller hooked up, and the game doesn't auto-detect it. It doesn't auto-detect it ever. I have not found a way to make it detect it at all. Every time I boot up the game, I have to go in and put controller on. So now it is on controller. So now I can just, there we go. So this is a Breath of the Wild style game. I'll do that. So you will notice, I'm going to show you my characters quick. So I haven't spent a single dime on this game at all. Like nothing. And these are all the freebies. Actually, you get, this is the character you start with. This is Lisa. You get her too. You get Amber, and you get Kaya. I opened Barbara, Venti, Xiangling. Xiangling? I hope I pronounced that right. And Noelle here. So there are some gotcha mechanics. One of them actually being character level. So, for instance, I've leveled her to 20. And Barbara here's 14. Okay, so Barbara here's 14, so I can show you how this works. So you pick up...
いつになったらお姉ちゃんみたいに背が高くなるんだろう。
Thank you, Barbara. Okay. So you pick up and get rewarded with these level up items. They give you experience. Killing mobs or doing quests gives you a decent amount of experience, but if you get a new character and you want to get them going quick... Man, she just doesn't know. Okay. So that's one. So you can buy those hickeys. I'm just gonna look quick. Stardust? Yeah. So you can buy them. Sort of. So you see the 3 currencies at the top. The first one... The first 2 you get from summoning, which need these thingies. The Intertwined Fate and the Adequate Fate. I'll explain the wish thing in a second. So every time you open stuff, you get some of this. Usually when you open in 10s. It's not worth not opening in 10s, so just wait till you have 10s. You can only buy 5 of these with this currency, which is... it's fine. So yeah, adventurer's experience. And then I don't... See, this is where I get kind of... This is overly confusing for the sake of being overly confusing. So it says it can sell you crystals, but I guess you can convert crystals to... Yeah, you can convert the crystals to the Primo gem, but why wouldn't... Since it doesn't seem like you can buy anything with... Except for these. I think you can only buy the crystals, so... I haven't spent anything on here. So, that's this. But a lot of this feels arbitrary. And it feels like it didn't need to be here. I could have spent $60 in this game and been happy, is what I'm trying to say. So far, the level progression in the quest. Let's see if we find a side quest to do. Whoops. B is A and A is B. Let's go to this one. Where did we go? Just over here? Oh, that's kind of far. So again, this is not me trying to be like this is a bad game. It's not a bad game. I just wish I could have purchased a version without microtransactions in it. Because I'm personally not a fan of microtransactions, and I don't like to support that sort of thing. But at the same time, I like to support the devs. So I'll probably end up throwing these guys some bones. Like something. But I don't know. It's just, it feels scummy.
また会えましたね。冒険者の新星。
冒険新星。
どうですか？最近の冒険の調子は。
I'm like a well-oiled machine. Actually working is quite taxing. Adventuring is quite taxing. We're gonna go with the well-oiled
その
machine.
調子です。これからも頑張ってくださいね。
And their mouths don't move.
十分に経験を積んだように見受けられますし、そろそろ冒険者協会の重要な仕事を紹介しますね。冒険者協会には毎日各地からの依
Okay, I
頼が
get
あって、
commissions now.
それを冒険者の皆さんに配るんです。これが冒険者たちの主な報酬源になります。どんな依頼があるんだ？
Thank you, Paimon.
いろいろありますよ。民衆のために
It's
怪
mixed
物を
bag.
倒すとか、
Okay,
簡単
I get
百
it.
聞は一見にしかず。依頼を受け、これが今日の依頼内容です。終わったら報告しに来てくださいね。ちゃんと豪華報酬を用意して待ってますから。さすが、頼もしいですね。
See.
ここで待ってますからね。星と深淵を目指せ。
Okay, now we have commissions. Alright, cool. And it's gonna explain them to me. Duck, duck. Pigeon, duck, and child. Okay, so these are daily quests.
助けが必要な方がいるはずです。
So I just unlocked daily quests at level 13. Okay. So I'm gonna get it out of the way. This game is beautiful. Like, the character models are good. The animations are pretty good. Here, I'll just shield.
岩の重さは安心できます。
Like, she actually does your like the animations are pretty good, and the 2B sword thing is kind of weird, but I'll allow it because making weapons look like they sheath properly on character models can be very difficult, and you know, like even Xiangling here. Well, she's got like a little bear, and he like breathes fire. He's a spicy pepper, and she's really quick. No, but again, the two I just showed you, you have to open. Well, actually, three are the ones they have to open.
ミュージックスタート。
Barbecue's like the healer. This little aura heals the party, so I've avoided using a lot of food. Because of her. Okay. Doesn't matter what I do, just get the pigeons away. Okay, Tammy. You again, you scared off my pigeons. Yeah, I know. Okay, we gotta go stop the ducks. Okay. Okay, that's a really... I guess we're gonna go buy it. I suppose. Where do I get wheat from? Do I have wheat? Can I harvest wheat? If you really like this game, I have nothing against you. I'm just torn because there's a lot of good ideas here. There's a lot of good... There's a lot of care to detail in most things. Like the climbing animation's kind of... Okay, that was not good. Like the actual climbing animation is really mediocre, but honestly it can be a very hard thing to show unless you motion capture it. Where is the wheat? Also, this game has terrible pop-in. I put it as high as it'll go, but the pop-in at long distances is never going away. Okay, maybe I can just go buy some wheat for this kid. It's also a little clunky with this. It's like, okay. Again, I'm torn. On one hand, I think this is a really good game. On the other, I see how you could have done it as like a single player game. So, bear with me for a second. Instead of having 4 different characters I can just switch to almost willy-nilly, you could have elemental tomes or books or something on the same buttons. And you could have made a character or had some to pick from. And you have like a weapon, so like Xiangling here and her spear. Excuse me. Are... Oh no. Come on. Xiangling and her spear, you know, could just be a weapon or whatever, like the soul of Xiangling, and you could still have that sort of thing. But I sort of see what they're going for. I thought I was gonna go get wheat. Do I have wheat? Okay. No, over there. This is what I mean, like, this climbing animation. It's the same when you're on a ladder, too. But I have to give them credit. It does that thing that I prefer in games where you can climb on almost anything rather than having a set list of things you're allowed to climb. Hey, get me up there. Those look more like geese than ducks. Could be a translation error. I wasn't actually paying attention to what he said, so.
任せてください。何でも私にお任せを。そういえば、何をすればよろしいのでしょうか。聞いていませんでしたね。
A lot of time and effort went into this. But at the same time, I know the Chinese market. I know the Chinese market doesn't like buying games outright. And you could have still had, like, a free-to-play model-esque multiplayer, where it's just like, hey, here's a free-to-play version of a game. But when you have a good single player like this, it's so far been okay. At least you didn't fall down a well. Okay, so this is how you earn currency. 10 of those is not a lot. You need about 160 to get a summon. But you get them kind of all the time. Well, so far. This could be another case of the game's front-loaded. So yeah. It could be front loaded, and when you get near the end game content or like raid type content, you absolutely need the microtransactions. That could be 100% possible. I don't know if I'll actually play the game that long or if I'll give up way before that. These are easier. Abyss mages are annoying. But we'll go fight the fish. Did I? Oh, You can also change the time of day on your own, so this is why I'm like completely tired. It's like a lot of these online only features don't need to be here, like at all. Thank you. And you have a stamina bar, kind of like Breath of the Wild. I think comparing this game to Breath of the Wild is... 15、16。いい感じだ。Okay, he was actually supposed to be in the fountain. Got it. I was confused for a second. I think this game's more like Final Fantasy XIV with elements of Breath of the Wild in it. With a more Breath of the Wild type combat system. It's more approachable for new players. If you've played games like this, you're gonna be okay. You're gonna know what basic things you can do. I didn't turn the... Okay, I'm gonna turn on this teleporter point so I don't... Is it up? Is it on top of the building? Hold on, let's just recover our stamina's. So, on one hand, I think it's cool. I just don't know what the multiplayer content looks like. I know a bunch of people that play it, but they don't play at the same time as me, so I don't know what co-op and all that looks like. Do I still get the 4 characters? I don't know. Oh, excuse me. Are they gonna be like gotcha, whatever? Like, I haven't even seen any of the gotcha type stuff. But again, I don't play games like this normally. The only reason I even decided I'd take a look at this was because there was so much controversy and press over it because it looked like Breath of the Wild. No wonder I never activated this waypoint. Okay, the monsters are way the hell over... Oh, I thought they were just in town. Never mind. Hold on, we're not walking all that way. How close can I get? The statue. Wait. Just one here. Just one all the way there. Do I think you should play this game? If you have strong will, because I don't know if this game is going to turn into a huge grind later in the game, and if you're going to continue. I don't want to... I can't make that call for you. I can't make that call for how susceptible you are to that. Oh, that's a trial thing. You have to make that decision for yourself. And ultimately, for me, I can be pretty vigilant. Oh, it's all the way up there. I can be pretty stringent with what I spend money on. I'm not attracted to. The only reason I even bought the summons was to see what I could get from them. Otherwise, I was not super interested in that mechanic of the game. Yeah. So some of the mechanics they showed before or implied before don't work the way they showed they did. Like you can't get you don't get an updraft from fire. Like like if you set something on fire, there's no updraft. I don't know. What's he talking about? Lost that place. Let's go beat up these mages, and hopefully it's not too hard. Because abyss mages can range from... I'll switch off of her, because that bell can be kind of annoying. I gotta be honest, a lot of care and effort went into this game, and I just don't know how bad the end game is, or how much I'm really gonna want to play it. I'll probably play it through for the story. I know some people have been like, the story isn't great. It's about what I expect. If anyone's gonna say that the Breath of the Wild had a better story, I'm just gonna say, okay. What's this lock thing? Can I get the... Yeah. And I get stuff like this all the time. This is not my computer freezing. That is... my ping just crapping itself. And it takes me right out of it. I'm so glad I got it in a video. My character's capped out at 20, so I guess I have to, like, upgrade them or something. Like their weapons burn. You get cool moves. Again, if you had this like elemental souls instead of kind of more like Onimusha. Though the physics kind of cracks itself sometimes. It's not a hard game unless the game makes it hard. So I'm doing a poor job of showing it, but there is one of this party's not really set up for it. I noticed this sort of thing with most characters. Unless they're a mage, they do not put on their element. Elemental debuffs matter.
逃がさないわよ。これはお仕置き。
There's their ultimate. Get him out of here. Out of this house. Unit. Okay. So now they have electricity on them. Now I can get access to this chest. The core gameplay isn't bad. There's a lot of good things to see here. There's a lot of good ideas. But I think the free-to-play model makes me think that it just one day will be an awful grind. I'm a win character, aren't I? Now I can show you how you switch party. These are 3 of the 4 that you get. I don't need to swords people. So I kind of like... Amber's fun. I actually like Amber. My problem is that she has a really long cooldown on her doll. I'm sure you've seen it on Twitter. People have shown it. Okay. Hold on. It's just a cute little her. It dances, and then it explodes. I really like Barbara. Yeah. Oh, there's a teleportation center here. And see, I can do the thing like Breath of the Wild where it's like, oh, I'm headed somewhere, and then something else happens, and I get completely distracted. There's good game design here, and it... That's why I'm torn. And this is why I also see why people think it's a Breath of the Wild clone, because it has a lot of the same sort of look to it. Eventually I'm going to run out of teleported things in. But here's the other thing. I'm actually barred off from some of the map. So let me zoom out. Okay, so this is Mondstadt. You see that red line kind of around the perimeter here? All that red stuff are areas I can't go. So there's a lot more map here. Like, this is a pretty big open world. What are these? Oh, those are for, okay. Those are for ley lines. I didn't know where you got that stuff. It's a daily thing. Okay. You could try the game for yourself, but I don't want you to get hooked and be like spending money to try and get characters. Like, I might have just got really lucky pulling Barbara doll, like without spending any money. It's completely possible. There's one other character that was kind of interesting. She was a elemental. I'm gonna switch to my other team. Back to my other team. I'm gonna give up on that for a second. Oh, I found one of the dudes I was looking for this.
試合をしよ
Where'd he go? Let's go. Come on, little wind spirit. Go back to your thing.
う。ミュージックスタート。
Okay, cool. Is that a dungeon? Did I just find a dungeon? I might have just found a dungeon. I might not be able to go in there yet. Yep. And this is the thing, like, there's arbitrary gating all over the place because of the levels and the free-to-play mechanics. And, like, if that was, like, Legend of Zelda or something, you'd be so excited because you just found a dungeon. You could go explore it right away. Now you have to wait. And I'll probably forget about it, and all the excitement from finding it is going to be gone, you know? So yeah, you get achievements, you get 5 of these. And that's why I say that I think later in the game... Oh, I want to switch to my other party. That later in the game, you're gonna reach a point where it might just be very free to play. Ask. They're up there? And I don't... I don't want to condemn this game. I wish it didn't have some of the mechanics it did. The arbitrary gating, the difficulty done the way it is. But Breath of the Wild, love it or hate it, is a well-oiled machine. Okay, let's go. First, we're gonna actually heal up. Something here? Something? Come on, heal. There we go. Okay, now we're good. Now...
沸騰したよ、沸騰。
Oh, he only like... The enemies are kind of dumb in this.
沸騰したよ、沸騰。
Alright.
岩の重さは安心できます。
I have a special present for you in a second. Let me kill your cronies first. Okay, I got her ultimate, which is actually kind of cool. But in a more useful sort of way. But I don't want to use it just yet. So you see the like orbs? powered up there by the characters. Those are like their best moves. I don't know what they call them in this. So he's got a fire shield. So obviously I need to use water to break it.
ミュージックスタート。やあ。
Okay, and I'm gonna switch to Shining. She doesn't do a lot of damage, she does a lot of hits though. Okay. So now you can combine elemental effects. You can do some really cool things with the elemental effects. They actually give you a pretty powerful one at the beginning. The main character, self-insert, gets wind powers. And she gets the power to like... Well, it could be a male too. You could have picked the male self-insert, the male character also. This area looks pretty cool. And you could have picked the male one, but their ultimates, they make a tornado. If you throw it through fire, it becomes a fire tornado. Again, super cool stuff. I don't know if there's arbitrary gating because there's some... Oh, there's a barrier here. I can't go through. I have to go over it. Talking about gating. Invisible walls. Well, where is it? I'm trying to find this thing because there's one other mechanic I haven't really talked about yet. And it's these, see these little star things on the map? Those are, I don't remember what they're called. They're basically your goddess orbs. There it is. I think I picked one up earlier actually. It says it's over here though. They tell you not to do this, but I'm totally gonna do it. Hold on. That's why you're here, isn't it? Come on! If you play Neptune in Japanese, you will recognize this voice actress immediately because it is the pudding goddess herself. I'm out of stuff. Come on, I want to show the people the thing. You're supposed to be able to, when this guy dies, yeah, he makes a updraft. And it's not that high, and it died out already. Damn it! But like you can stomp on them and get a huge updraft and the problem is I find the glider mechanics and the drop down attack mechanics are very hit and miss. Alright, let's see if I can see where the thing is I'm looking for. Is it high? Is it low? Is it in the tree? Is it... I thought I saw something up there. I did. Where do you go? There are so many good ideas. There's so much good... It's 40 minutes. Oh my god. Okay. I think I'm gonna cut this up. Because I'm gonna cut this off. I'm worried about the free-to-play mechanics. But There's such cool game here. Beautiful shell-shaded graphics. Beautiful models. Good animation work.
私を必要とされる限り、いつ
I
ま
have it
でもそばでお使いいたし
turned
ます。
off, but hold on. The music's actually really good too. Even if the menu is weird. You get your choice of how many local tracks? Language. Chinese, English, Japanese, and Korean. Bottom line. Just play it for yourself and see. It does have points in it where you can't progress until the next day. Like, it kind of gates you, but doesn't have a way to, like, bypass it. Unless you, like, explore all day. I played it about 8 or so hours in the first 2 days it was out. I'm recording this on Thursday. A lot of love and care went into this game. I can tell you that. And I just wish it wasn't free to play. You know, maybe I'm the minority here, but this is a beautiful game and it's a fantastic piece of work, and the art is excellent. Everything is fantastic, but I just can't be like, well, because you can't just buy it. That's what's worrying me, is that there's this shop. This is what worries me. This is what makes it tentative for me, is that you can just buy your way to more characters. And there's like a better version of Amber here. I don't know. And that's the thing, I don't understand. A lot of these mechanics. And a lot of these free-to-play games work off this very confusing sort of store. So this is a torn one for me. This is... I like what they're showing. I like what I played. I keep coming back to play it, but I don't know if I'm going to reach a point where I'm like, yeah, I'm just done because this is dumb. And the first day there was, I swear they changed it, because I was playing and it's like, oh, to progress you need to be at adventure level 12. Well, I was adventure level 7 and I'm like, how do I build this up? Like, I have no way to just get adventure level easy. I don't know. This one's a tough one. It really is, and I think I've said that so many times. But it is free to play. It is on PlayStation. I would avoid it on smartphone. Not because it's on smartphone, but because the end user license agreement is a little sketch. So maybe play it on PlayStation if you have access to that copy. But I don't even know what the online mechanic is to this, except just to make it a free-to-play game. One confused Torloth to the masses. But until next time. Matane.